the whole point of an economy is to produce as much well-being as possible. It is a moral imperative, and actually in this day and age a practical imperative, that we try to do that sustainably. It makes no sense to draw down the planet's ability to meet our needs in the future by satisfying ourselves today. So it's absolutely crucial that an economy ought to be dedicated to the production of the maximum possible well-being for humans, because it is the economy, but that has to be reined in by a recognition that there are limits. So we need to aim at producing the maximum amount of sustainable well-being for people on the planet.
And how are we doing about that right now?
We are in overshoot. Estimates are that sometime several decades ago, we began using more resources than the planet can sustainably provide. And that's a kind of funny measure, because oil is not replaceable, so anything we do with oil is not sustainable. But I imagine the people who figured out the overshoot date were looking at, suppose we replaced all the fossil fuel we use with renewable energy technologies that are in place and available right now. It's an estimate, but we are using more resources than the planet can sustainably give to us.
Can we be happy with less resource use, and how might we do that?
You know, the environmental movement for years has been sort of characterized as being this gloom and doom, we're all going to have to live in caves and chew raw meat or something. Actually, though, if you look at the sources of human well-being and what correlates with it, what produces it, we will have more of that when we establish a sustainable economy. The one direct connection is that part of our well-being and happiness is enjoyment of ecosystem services, from something as simple as a fresh air and bird song, through such things as protection from floods and a major one that is in grave danger today, which is climate stability. A sustainable economy will bring us more of those benefits. Additionally, the way the economy operates now, people are allowed to make money by cashing out capital. This is foolish. Any businessman knows if you own a pizza store, you don't sell the oven in order to make payroll. That just prevents you from being in business next week. You don't cash out capital to make money. And yet our economy, as it's operated today, allows people to cash out natural capital and social capital. And this is where the connection with human well-being is clearest. In my country, it's pretty much expected that if you get educated, you will have a career, a profession, and you will take a job wherever the market says you would be paid the most, or wherever you can get a job. This uproots you from systems of social connection, from family and kinship structures, and from familiar terrain. Some people want that. Some people want that for a while. But to have your society dedicated to uprooting people and moving them about, chasing higher incomes, diminishes the stock of social capital that they derive benefit from. And basically, social capital means, the technical definition is the stock of mutual trust, shared understanding, common valuation and perception that allows us to live life in society together well. You can't develop that kind of shared trust, mutual understanding, and common perception among strangers. It requires location and place, neighborly exchange. And in my country, again, the system makes retention of that very difficult. So in effect, we've got a system that cashes out social capital to make money, and that's not sustainable. One important lever of change will be measuring what matters. Our current system relies on GDP, which is a grossly inaccurate, deeply foolish measure of the amount of well-being that the economy produces. It was never intended to do that, but it's kind of been used as a default. We have to actually measure the sustainable delivered well-being that the economy produces. And that means measuring the service flows that we get from the four kinds of assets, the four kinds of capital that bring us benefit. Those are built capital, economic capital, but also healthy ecosystems, good neighborhoods and strong communities. The social and natural capital are crucial, and so we need to measure that. That's step number one. There are other important changes, like on that path. We need to revise, I believe, the financial system, which is dedicated towards infinite growth on a finite planet. We need to devise a financial system for sustainable well-being on a finite planet.